In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. How are you, dear students? Welcome to Module 4, Lesson 6 and 7, Sending Message to the Outer Space. Our objectives for today: to use previous words and sentences in speaking, to be able to use sentences from future simple. Our previous words, we're gonna have a warm-up for them and remember them. We've done this in one of our practices. Navigate, navigate. Universe, universe. Float, float. Revolve, revolve. Zero gravity, zero gravity. Scrapyards, scrapyards. And the most important one, I will travel to Mars. From which example we have abstracted these words? Do you remember? Okay, great. Now, sending message to outer space. Before we start, we must look here. What can we see here? What are these things? We can see that these are what? Yes, stars. Where are this place? This place is called universe. Universe. Or space. Okay. So it is about universe and space. Let's start reading the paragraph. From Earth with Love. Try to remember the techniques of whole reading, skimming or skim, and scan. Oh, sorry. Scan. طيب. From Earth with Love. So try to read it fast at the beginning, then skim to know what the text will be about, and then scan for the unknown words. Let me read it first. These are the messages NASA sent to outer space in 1974, 1975, and 1977. These messages were sent to Gliese 581d, a planet similar to Earth. So it is a planet similar to Earth. Gliese 581d. What is Gliese 581d? It is a planet. Is the nearest planet outside the solar system that could support life. Hello from Earth transmitted the message from Canberra Deep Space Communication Complex with help of NASA. The Australian Science Minister Kim Kerr entered the first message to launch the project. His message said, "Hello from Australia. On the planet we call Earth. These messages express our people's dreams for the future. We want to share those dreams with you. When will the message arrive in Gliese? They won't reach it before the year 2030. Okay, let's start with speaking strategies in order to learn how to speak in a full sentence. First of all, make sure you understand what the subject is about. Here, we are talking about sending a message. This is a message about sending a message. This is a message about sending a message or an email, let's say, what is closer to a message, to the outer space. So we can know if anyone live on a place far to the planet. Okay, so make sure you understand what the subject is about and try to use the previous word that we have mentioned, like float, like universe. Write notes for the introduction or general information. The first topic, example, a description of our history. The second topic, scientific discoveries. And the end, personal message. Practice giving the talk and prepare expressions you might use. Let me say, if I want to give you a sentence about where would I travel if I can travel to the space. The most important words or keywords are travel, and Uranus. Now I have the main words, travel and Uranus. I shall add the sentences that link them together. I will travel to Uranus. This is a full sentence. So the most important thing that I should use important words in order to give a full sentence. Let me give you an example. In the previous words, like warm up, in the warm up, we can see these words. Okay. Once we want to use a sentence, we start choosing the most important word in order to go for the full sentence. Let's say float. And water. And bowl. Let's say that these are the most important words in making a sentence. We can say, if I want to say something about floating, I can say, for example, bowl, floats on water. Now, each one of you, my dear students, can choose a few words in order to make a full sentence. Try to use it. Now, let's move to page 45 on student book. Now, complete this dialogue with the correct form of the verbs in the brackets. Now, in order to answer these questions, we need to go back to the student book, page 84, for the grammar of the module, the future simple, in order to be able to answer this. Try to read the future simple grammar rule and answer this question. After that, go to this exercise, listen to the audio track, and check for the correct and incorrect answers that you have made. Rewrite the following sentences twice. The first time in the negative from this form, and the second time in the interrogative form. For example, we will go on holiday into space. Let me try to write it in. This is affirmative. This is an affirmative sentence. Let me try to write it in a negative. We will not go on holiday. Try to write the same sentence once in negative and once in interrogative. Let me write another example in interrogative. Robots will do, let me say, we will not go on holiday into space. Let me try to write it in an interrogative sentence. Will we, and then we write go on holiday into space. We write the rest here. Okay, let's move to the next one. Match the following words to their definitions. Now, in order to match it with the correct word, we need to read these sentences and find the suitable one. If we are not able to find the suitable answer, we must go to the action pack activity book, page 67, in order to abstract the important words and answer this question. Let's go to the next slide. The fourth section, focus on writing. Punctuation. As I told you to prepare for the punctuation for a formal letter. Informal letter, informal letter, the address, date, salutation like dear, and ending all have capital letters. Look at this letter. This is a letter, or let's say this is a message, as we said before. Like this. For example, now let's see why it is a letter. Because it contains a date. This is the date. It contains an address. This is an address, the place where I live or the place where you live. England, Thorpe Astri, Leicestershire. And the word dear. Dear sir or madam. And ending all have capital letters. Now, write this letter again in your notebook. This is a homework. You need to write it on notebook, on writing notebook. Homework. Now, when you rewrite this message on notebook and writing, I need you to correct the incorrect words. Now, write this letter again in your notebook with the correct punctuation. There are incorrect things, like starting with a capital letter. You must correct it. And that's it. Let's move to the next slide. This is the homework that I want. Spelling. Complete the words with the correct spelling. There are incomplete words. We need to fill it. Linking words. Then and finally. First, then and finally, as I gave you to practice on. B or 4. Describe 2 events in the first case. Say what you and your family did on your last holidays. In the second, say what you will do on your next holiday. Use first, then, and finally. Thank you.